guys, welcome to this video. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Anastasia Besenko. I'm an English teacher, Celpip instructor and owner of Bassa School, where we prepare students for exams like Celpip, IELTS and life in Canada and the US. So the topic of this video is to tell you guys how I got 12 on Celpip Listening. Yes, I got the maximum. Yeah. Lucky me. Okay, I'm an ESL teacher, so I've been teaching English for like 10 years and I have level C1. Before Celpip, I took IELTS and also scored really great on listening. I don't remember exactly what was the score. It was like 8 or 8.5. Maybe I put it somewhere here. So what I meant to say is that I've got a huge background of learning English, of teaching English, and so that's why obviously my scores were great. However, when I was preparing for this video, I could draw a few steps, a few pieces of advice, a few tips that helped me got 12 in Celpip Listening that you guys can implement as well. First of all, I would like to tell you that my listening skills were not always that great. When I studied at university, my listening skills were like below, like very, very low. But I got improved by doing this stuff, by listening, by practice. And so the first advice to you is practice listening. So I practiced listening with or without subtitles, like every day. So I watched TV series, I watched movies, I watched shows, TV shows, I watched YouTube. Movies and TV shows I watch with subtitles, but YouTube videos, for example, from my favorite YouTubers, I watch them and listen without any subtitles, and it also helps me boost my listening skills. TED Talks, like listen to TED Talks, podcasts, basically choose whatever you want to listen in any different topic you're interested in, like your hobby or something like that. If you're interested in painting, you can listen podcasts about painting on YouTube, all of that. By the way, I got different videos on improving listening skills with the different podcasts and different apps and academic resources. Yeah, you can check them on my channel. I put the prompts somewhere here. And so while I was listening, I focused on main ideas, attitudes, the mood, feelings, and details. So I tried to accumulate all of that and I tried to focus on these important things that matters to Celpip. And all of these resources that help me boost my listening skills, I put them in my Celpip preparation course. I will leave the link here below this video so you can check it, and if you're interested, if you need Celpip preparation course, you can check it out. The next thing that I did, I practiced Celpip listening tests, Celpip mock tests, without pausing, without stopping, without interrupting. So it's like the real exam, but I did it at home, like while I was practicing. So I practiced recognizing main points, purpose, interference, attitudes, tone, feeling, mood, what they're gonna probably do next, and all of this stuff. So I tried to guess and I tried to practice as much as possible. And while I was practicing, the next tip is I took notes. So guys, take notes. That is very important because you don't see the questions while you're listening. Yeah, it's not like in IELTS. So you don't see the question, you just listen and you have just a sheet of paper and you can only take notes. So I took notes. I know that some teachers, they don't advise to take notes, but I do, and that is very helpful. That is what helped me, so I strongly recommend taking notes to all my students. I learned to write as fast as possible. Writing helps me to focus on the ideas, to focus on the details, to focus on the listening, and don't lose track of what I'm listening to. Because sometimes students, they just don't understand the word and they just lose the track of listening and they just give up and do not take notes, and then when the task comes, they fail it. So that's why you need to stay focused. And for me, in order to stay focused, I need to take notes. So, and the next tip goes out of it. I practiced focusing during listening, during long recordings. So this mental endurance, it's a huge factor to get 10 plus to get 12 on Celpip Listening. So the next thing I did is I learned to ignore the distractions. Because Celpip often includes some details, extra details, some unnecessary information, and in the task it could be like, what color would you like? And the other person says, I don't want red, but I would like, I guess, pink. Yeah, and then the question will be, what color did he choose? And so the options will be like red, pink, like blue, green. And if if you got distracted, you will choose red. But in the listening, the person said, I don't like red, I wouldn't like red, or I prefer pink to red. So you will get the wrong answer if you got distracted. So for me, how I learned to ignore distractions? By notes. I was taking notes. I just wrote down like everything that I was listening to, and that's the point. Sometimes students ask me, what should I write down? Maybe some specific symbols or something. Well, of course, you need to write numbers as numbers, like positive like plus, negative like minus, and like this basic stuff. But my strategy is to write down as much as possible. If you can write down like everything that you can, everything that you hear, you just write it down. So the next thing I did, I analyzed my mistakes. When I did the whole listening test, I got the answers and I saw where I was wrong. And every time I asked, like, was it vocabulary? Was it distraction? Well, did I misunderstand here? Did I choose too fast? Or maybe I didn't understand what they were saying. And then I found these mistakes and I improved. And if it was a vocabulary, lots of our students, they just don't know enough vocabulary that helps them to master their Celpip listening score. So I learned all the unknown words, like after I did the test, after I got my score. So I got back and I learned all the unknown vocabulary. I listened one more time, I analyzed my mistakes, and I just learned all the vocabulary that I didn't know. And after that, I created the lessons, the vocabulary lessons on 10 most common topics that you come across, that you can come across on Celpip. And so it contains not only vocabulary, not only lists of words, it contains also the reading exercise, the reading task, and the listening task to implement this vocabulary into your speech, to learn them faster. So if you're interested, I will leave the link below. You can check it out. Vocabulary, Celpip vocabulary lessons. It's like PDF file, you will have it forever, you can print it, you can download it, you can print it, and it costs less than a coffee and a croissant. And the last thing that I did is just during the exam, I stayed calm and confident during the test. So I trained myself to stay calm, to stay focused, even when I missed something, even if I didn't understand the word, even if I like missed some vocabulary, or even if I didn't have time to write down everything. So that's okay, things happen, that is life, like everything will be fine. So I didn't allow those distractions, those panic to interfere with my Celpip score, with my ability to choose the right, to make the right choice. So I told you everything that helped me to get my 12 on Celpip listening. I hope it was helpful. So I plan to do the other parts and tell you my tips. I hope you like this video. So if you do, please like it, subscribe, and if you have another comment on maybe what helps you to improve your listening score, so you can just drop a comment below and I will gladly read them. So that's it. Hope to see you guys in the next videos. Bye bye.